Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of The Hollywood Makers. I am your host, Claudia Cano-Asbjornsen, and today we are going to discuss a very difficult topic, all the layoffs and the changing landscape that the media is undergoing, and how we can adapt to this new normal. Also, we are going to have some exciting new releases to talk about in our segment, The Ones to Watch. Let's get started. Hollywood is currently grappling with a recession that has led to a significant upheaval across the industry. Major players like Paramount, Disney, Sony, and the evolving landscape of cable and streaming services are all part of this turbulent environment. Our industry is undergoing a transformation unlike any other, and we are seeing headlines every day about cuts across every major media company. Uncertainty looms as businesses face challenges in adapting to economic shifts, evolving technology, and changing consumer demands. We went through a major change with the birth of streaming. Then we were hit with a worldwide pandemic. And as the industry thought it was going to recover, then we were hit with the writers' and actors' strikes. All these things created the perfect storm. And in just a few years, our industry is not what it used to be, and it probably won't ever be again. Those of us who live in this Hollywood recession can see the repercussions are not just affecting the industry, but it's affecting the workforce. The recession has resulted in widespread layoffs, particularly affecting the below-the-line workers and mid-management roles. Companies are just using the term reducing redundancies as a euphemism for layoffs, with many studios and streamers assessing their operational structures as a restructuring. Paramount Global is among those restructuring in anticipation for its merger with Skydance Media, aiming to cut $500 million in costs by laying off 15% of its U.S. workers. The Paramount Plus content strategy team is facing severe cuts, raising questions about the future direction of the platform. Sony is also undergoing leadership changes, which reflect the broader industry shifts. As new executives take the helm, there is an increased focus on streamlining operations and adapting to a rapidly changing media landscape. The recent merger between DirecTV and Dish is another sign of the evolving cable landscape. This consolidation reflects the ongoing decline of traditional cable services as viewers are migrating to streaming platforms. Such mergers are intended to create more efficient operations, but they often result in job losses and further reductions in content variety. Disney is also taking significant steps to adapt. Despite gaining 7 million new subscribers, the company has undergone a series of layoffs, cutting about 7,000 jobs in the recent months in this restructuring effort. The layoffs and restructuring have primarily impacted rank-and-file employees and mid-level executives, creating a very challenging job market. Below-the-line workers, those that are involved in the technical and operational aspects of film and TV production, are experiencing heightened job insecurity. With budget cuts and scaled-back productions becoming commonplace, many crew members find themselves facing layoffs or reduced hours. The focus on profitability may overshadow creative contributions, leaving mid-management professionals to grapple with a changing corporate culture that prioritizes efficiency over artistry. As companies continue to focus on profitability and efficiency, many experienced professionals are finding themselves out of work or facing significant pay cuts, sometimes up to 50%. This has led to a shift in mindset, with more individuals considering starting their own ventures, shedding the stigma that once accompanied entrepreneurship in Hollywood. As someone that has endured being part of layoffs twice in my career, I know the pain and anguish that this brings to our lives. And I know that looking up to the future can be daunting. Despite the bleak landscape, there are glimmers of hope as the industry gradually adapts to its new reality. Some recruiters believe the job will have a renaissance in the horizon, suggesting that patience may be required as the market stabilizes. Workers are being advised to remain flexible, diversify their skill sets, and leverage network opportunities to navigate this tumultuous period. The new normal is just taking shape right now, and the term survive till 25 has become the mantra for many below-the-line workers, writers, actors, and others looking to get on with the business of making shows and movies. However, those who adapt to the evolving landscape and explore new opportunities may find paths to success in an uncertain future. Just because you were a wonderful executive in the last few years doesn't necessarily mean that you're the right person to lead for the next 10 years. Your skills, experience, and expertise may not be what is needed today or tomorrow with our changing landscape. For those affected by the recession, there are several avenues for relief. First, networking remains crucial. Building connections within the industry can lead to potential job opportunities, freelance gigs, or collaborations. Industry organizations and unions also offer resources, including job boards and workshops designed to help workers stay connected and informed. Moreover, professionals can consider diversifying their skill sets. Learning new technologies such as virtual production techniques or digital content creation can enhance your skill set and open doors to new opportunities in this evolving landscape. Many laid-off executives are launching independent ventures to control their own destiny, something that was not a possibility before due to the stigmas that Hollywood had. Some are even looking into shifting careers and maybe looking into other fields like gaming to help them survive these changing times. Lastly, and very importantly, is mental health. Mental health resources are essential during these challenging times. The stress and uncertainty of all these shifts and layoffs are taking a toll on those affected and those who remain wondering if they might be next. There are many organizations that offer support services, recognizing the emotional toll that job insecurity can take on workers. Seeking help and maintaining a support network can provide much-needed relief. In conclusion, the recession in Hollywood presents significant challenges, of course, particularly for below-the-line workers and mid-management. But as the industry continues to evolve, adaptability and resilience will be key. By leveraging networking opportunities, diversifying skills, and prioritizing mental health, we can navigate this difficult landscape and find pathways to relief amid the uncertainty. And now let's talk about some new films that are breaking the mold. 2 of these new releases are expected to become this year's Barbenheimer, all in our segment, The Ones to Watch. Let's start with Emilia Perez. Written and directed by Jacques Audiard, comes an audacious fever dream that defies genres and expectations. Through liberating song and dance and bold visuals, this odyssey follows the journey of 4 remarkable women in Mexico, each pursuing their own happiness. The fearsome cartel leader Emilia, played by Carla Sofia Gascon, enlists Rita, played by Zoe Saldana, an unappreciated lawyer stuck in a dead-end job, hires her to help her fake her death so that Emilia can finally live authentically as her true self. The film also stars Selena Gomez, Adriana Paz, and Edgar Ramirez. The powerful female cast, Carla Sofia Gascon, Zoe Saldana, Selena Gomez, and Adriana Paz, made history at the Cannes Film Festival by receiving the Best Actress award as an ensemble instead of a single performer, something that was a first in the festival's history. Jacques Audiard, writer and director, also took home the festival's jury prize at this year's Cannes. Audiard waited for a year for Zoe Saldana to join the film. He planned much of the production to make sure she was part of the movie. Her singing, dancing, and acting made her the perfect match for the role. French composer and singer Camille began working on the film on January 2020, developing the songs along with Jacques and his screenplay. She wrote all the songs in Spanish, consulting a Mexican-born interpreter on cultural matters. Camille said, "I would write some ideas in French and translate them, but very quickly in the process I would think and sing in Spanish to see how it sounded." The last completed song by the composers is called Mi Camino, and it was made specifically for Selena Gomez. Audiard asked the team to watch Selena's documentary before writing the song for her. Next on the list are two films that are slated to premiere on the same date, right in time for the Thanksgiving holiday. The films are expected to have the same effect that we had last year with Barbenheimer. They are Wicked and Gladiator. Or Glicked? Let's start with Wicked. It's not only one of my favorite Broadway productions, it also derives from my favorite movie of all time, The Wizard of Oz. A vivid reimagining of the classic The Wizard of Oz, Wicked spotlights the untold stories of Oz's most famous or infamous characters, namely the Wicked Witch of the West and her unlikely friend, Glinda the Good Witch. The show follows green-skinned star Elphaba from birth to college and through the life-changing events which eventually label her Wicked. Introducing spoiled rich girl Glinda, local prince and heartthrob Fiyero, and even the Wizard of Oz himself, a troubled man very unlike the one you may remember. A cautionary tale about love, friendship, and trust, Wicked effortlessly reveals that there is indeed two sides to every story. Director John Chu announced on Twitter that the movie would be split in two parts. He wrote, "As we prepared the production over the last year, it became increasingly clear that it would be impossible to wrestle the story of Wicked into a single film without doing some real damage to it. So, we decided to give ourselves a bigger canvas. With more space, we can tell the story of Wicked as it was meant to be told, while bringing even more depth and surprise to the journeys of these beloved characters." All stars that wanted to be part of the film had to audition, but it was Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo who apparently made the crew and the director shed some tears during their audition. Instead of wearing a blonde wig, Ariana Grande decided to dye her hair and her eyebrows blonde to play the iconic role of Glinda. Director John Chu had practical sets built and supplemented with CGI, rather than being filmed on green and blue screens. He wanted Oz to feel so real that they actually planted 9 million tulips for the Munchkinland landscape. Both Cynthia and Ariana insisted on singing live during the filming. And last but not least, a sequel 20 years in the making. Gladiator 2. From legendary director Ridley Scott, Gladiator 2 continues the epic saga of power, intrigue, and vengeance set in ancient Rome. Years after witnessing the death of revered hero Maximus at the hands of his uncle, Lucius, played by Paul Mescal, is forced to enter the Colosseum after his home is conquered by the tyrannical emperors who now lead Rome with an iron fist. With rage in his heart and the future of the empire at stake, Lucius must look to his past to find strength and honor to return the glory of Rome to its people. The movie has a great cast, including Denzel Washington, Pedro Pascal, and Paul Mescal in the title role. Only 2 cast members are returning from the first film, Connie Nielsen and Derek Jacobi. There were numerous attempts to write a sequel after the original, but none got approved. There's even a version drafted by Russell Crowe and Ridley Scott that focused on more mythical elements of ancient Rome and that would have had Maximus being cursed to live for an eternity. Denzel Washington was a bit reluctant to take the role, but after hearing the pitch of the role Ridley Scott wrote for him, he was happy to join the film. In the first week of filming, a planned stunt left 6 crew members with non-threatening burn injuries at their Morocco set. Paul Mescal was playing the brutish Stanley Kowalski on a West End production of A Streetcar Named Desire, while he had to gain 18 pounds of muscle to play Lucius. We hope you get to enjoy all these amazing different films and continue supporting the creativity of all these storytellers. We at the Hollywood Makers want to remain as a community that provides support, resources, and information. So please follow and subscribe, send us your comments, and become part of our community of the Hollywood Makers. Till next time.